Durvasa Muni's life spared. Let us start with Mangalacharana. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namasreshtam Manumapi Sachi Putramatra Swarupam Rupam Tasyagrajamurupurim माधुरीं घोष्टवाती राधा कुंडम गिरिवरमहो राधिका माधवासां प्राप्तो यस्य प्रथित कृपया श्रीगुरुं तं नतोऽस्मि कृष्णादन्यमजानत क्षणमपि स्वप्नेऽपि विश्वेश्वरे तस्मिन् भक्तिमहैतुकीं विदधतो हृत्काय वाग्मी सदा श्रीलान् सद्गुणपुञ्जकेलिनिलयान् प्रेमावतारानहं वन्दे भागवतानि माननुलवम् मूर्ध्नानि पत्यक्षितौ आचानुलम्बितभुजौ कनकावधातौ संकीर्तनैकपितरौ कमलायताक्षौ विश्वम्भरौ द्विजभरौ युगधर्मपालौ वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरौ करुणावतारौ जयतां सुरतौ पंगोर् मम मन्दमतेर्गति मत्सर्वस्वपदाम्भोजौ राधा मदन मोहनौ नीलाचलनिवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्रसुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। पादौ यदीयौ प्रथमा द्वितीयौ तृतीयतुर्यौ कथितौ यदुरु नाभिस्तदा पञ्चम एव षष्ठो भुजान्तरं दोर्युगलं तथन्यौ कंठस्तुराजन्नवमो यदीयो मुखारविन्दं दशमं प्रफुल्लम् एकादशौ यस्य ललाटपट्टं शिरोऽपि तु द्वादशैव बाटी तमादिदेवं करुणानिधानं तमालवर्णं सुहितावतारम् अपार संसार समुद्र सेतुं भजामहे भागवत स्वरूपं भजामहे भागवत स्वरूपम्। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणाम्। हरे कृष्णा। So let us resume from chapter 9.5. So Canto 9 discusses about the descendants of the two dynasties, namely the Sun Dynasty and the Moon Dynasty. And we have been discussing about the descendants from the Sun Dynasty. So now we have been discussing for the past 1 week or so about Ambarish Maharaj, who appeared in the Sun dynasty. So why these two dynasties are very important? These two dynasties are of great significance because the Supreme Lord personally appeared in these two dynasties as Sri Ramachandra in the Sun dynasty and the Supreme Lord Krishna himself in the Moon dynasty. So we had seen about the birth of Ambarish Maharaj, how Ambarish Maharaj conducted himself, how great, what an exalted devotee he was of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and how he conducted himself, how he engaged each of his senses in actually serving the Supreme Lord under the guidance of the spiritual masters, under the guidance of the Brahmanas, and how he had actually done the Ekadashi fasting once, and when he was about to break, then Durvasa Muni comes, and Durvasa Muni goes to take bath, and then he is in a Dharma Sankat, and he consults the Brahmanas, and finally he drinks just a little bit of water so that, the fasting has been broken, and how Durvasa Muni gets angry on Ambarish Maharaj, and how he creates a demon to kill Ambarish Maharaj, and how the demon is immediately burnt to ashes by Sudarshan Chakra. And we also have seen how Durvasa Muni is going. He is just running for his life. And then he goes to Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva. None of them are able to actually help him. Then he goes to the Supreme Lord Narayana. And Lord Narayana says, we have seen the beautiful how Lord Narayana glorifies pure devotion and the pure devotees, and how he glorifies Ambarish Maharaj. And Lord Narayana indicates to Durvasa Muni to approach Ambarish Maharaj and beg forgiveness, because Lord Narayana says that he is actually he is not independent either. So what is Lord Narayana dependent on? Lord Narayana is actually a property of his pure devotees, and Ambarish Maharaj is one such devotee. So Lord Narayana requests, the Supreme Lord requests Durvasa Muni to go and beg forgiveness from Ambarish Maharaj. And Durvasa Muni also understands his fault. And let us see what happens further. Shri Sukha Uvacha evam bhagavat tadishto Durvasas chakrata pitaha Ambarisham upavritya tatpadau dukkhito grahit. Sukadeva Goswami said, when thus advised by Lord Vishnu, Durvasa Muni, who was very much harassed by the Sudarshana Chakra, immediately approached Ambarish Maharaj. Being very much aggrieved, the Muni fell down and clasped the king's lotus feet. So Durvasa Muni is able to understand his fault. He was not engaged in pure devotion. He was a very, very powerful Brahmana. He was a great mystic yogi. And despite his powers, despite him being a very great personality, because he is not engaged in pure devotion, he could not understand the activity of Ambarish Maharaj. So therefore we had discussed that one must never become judgmental of another devotee. What to speak of a person who has dedicated his life for preaching Krishna consciousness? One must not even become judgmental about a person who is not so prominent like this person who has dedicated his life. We never know who they are. Probably, he may have some weakness, but at least he is endeavoring on the correct path. So therefore, he is very dear to the Lord. By becoming judgmental about such a person and by trying to become inimical towards him or chastising him or picking up a quarrel with him, we are actually digging our own graves. We are causing great pain to the Supreme Lord by being judgmental about another devotee. So therefore, we learned a very important lesson to never become judgmental. Even if that tendency comes, the tendency is always there in this world. As long as we are having this material body, there is a tendency to judge others. But how do we practice that? Firstly, we should understand that we are also struggling. So therefore, we do not have any right to judge others. And when a situation comes when you are tempted to judge, so one must practice to give the benefit of doubt to another person. Okay, let us give him the benefit of doubt. Maybe there is some purpose in why he has done something. One must know what the intention of the other person is, and one must not become unnecessarily judgmental, particularly about, one must not judge anyone. That is the lesson. But however, in particular, one must not become judgmental about pure devotees or those who are endeavoring on the path of pure devotion. Tasya shodhyamam avikshya padasparsha vilajjita astavi tathare rastram kripaya pidito brasam. When Durvasa touched his lotus feet, Ambarish Maharaj was very much ashamed. And when he saw Durvasa attempting to offer prayers, because of mercy, he was aggrieved even more. Thus, he immediately began offering prayers to the great weapon of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, look at Ambarish Maharaj's conduct. He is just exemplifying every quality which a Vaishnava should have. Ambarish Maharaj was feeling very much ashamed. He didn't feel proud. Now you see, finally I have come and fallen at my feet. No, Ambarish Maharaj was very much embarrassed. He was very much ashamed. And when he saw Durvasa Muni, when he saw that Durvasa Muni wanted to offer prayers, then immediately he began offering the prayers to Sudarshana Chakra, the great weapon of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is the hallmark of a Vaishnava. A Vaishnava does not want to be glorified. Even if he is glorified, we see sometimes there are ceremonies to glorify a Vaishnava, particularly the Vyasa Puja ceremony, when one glorifies the spiritual master. So what does the spiritual master do? A genuine spiritual master always, in heart of its heart, he never takes the glorification seriously. He gives the glorification to his spiritual master and the whole Guru Parampara. He does not, whatever the devotees or the disciples are glorifying, a genuine spiritual master does not, of course he hears them, but he understands that ultimately this glorification belongs to the Supreme Lord. And just because he is acting as a representative of Supreme Lord by the Lord's mercy, upon the order of his own spiritual master, he accepts the offerings, but he doesn't become intoxicated with that. That is why Srila Prabhupada used to accept Guru Puja. He used to sit on the Vyasasana and he used to accept Guru Puja even when he was present on this planet. Now some people were asking, how can you accept Guru Puja? So Srila Prabhupada said that he is accepting it. And Srila Prabhupada was always in a very prayerful mode. What was he doing? When they were actually washing his feet, he was always thinking of his spiritual master and the previous acharyas. Then why did he want to get a Guru Puja done? Because he wanted to teach his disciples how they must actually conduct with a spiritual master. So Srila Prabhupada was the representative of all the spiritual masters and all the acharyas to his disciples. And he was their spiritual master and spiritual guide. So therefore he was accepting. But he was not becoming influenced, or any genuine spiritual personality will never become influenced. They accept it on behalf of their own spiritual master, the entire Guru Parampara and the Supreme Lord Krishna. So in heart of hearts, Ambarish Maharaj began, immediately he began offering prayers to the Supreme Lord. Let us see the prayers which he offered. Very beautiful prayers. Ambarisha uvacha Tvamagnir Bhagavan Suryas Tvam Somo Jyotisham Pati Tvamapastvam Kshitir Yoma Vayur Matrendriyani cha. He's saying, Tvamagnir, Bhagavan, Suryas. O Sudarshana Chakra, you are fire. Tvamagnir, Bhagavan, Suryas, you are the most powerful sun. Tvam Somo Jyotisham Pati, you are the moon. You are the master of all luminaries. Tvamapas Tvam Kshitir Vyoma, you are the water, Apas. And you are the earth and you are the Vyoma, sky. Vayur Matrendriyani cha, you are the five sense objects. And you are the senses also. Sudarshanamastubhyam Sahasrarachyuta Priya Sarvashtraghatin Vipraya Swasti Bhuya Idaspate. O most favorite of Achyuta, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you have thousands of spokes. O Master of the material world, destroyer of all weapons, original vision of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Kindly give shelter and be auspicious to this Brahmana. Look at Ambarish Maharaj's feeling. Ambarish Maharaj is actually feeling very, very embarrassed. He is aware of the exalted position of Durvasa Muni. Durvasa Muni was not an ordinary person. Durvasa Muni was a very great, powerful Brahmana. So he is praying to the Sudarshana Chakra. Ambarish Maharaj is now praying to the Sudarshana Chakra, which was tormenting Durvasa Muni. He prays, kindly give shelter and be auspicious to this Brahmana. He is being very, very kind on Durvasa Muni. Knowing that Durvasa Muni is a great, powerful Brahmana, he did not take his offense seriously. Tvam dharmastvam vritam satyam, tvam yajno khila yajnabhu, Tvam lokapala sarvatma, Tvam teja paurusham param. O Sudarshana wheel, Tvam dharmastvam vritam satyam. You are religion, you are truth, you are encouraging statements. You are sacrifice, you are the enjoyer of the fruits of sacrifice. You are the maintainer of the entire universe and you are the supreme transcendental prowess in the hands of the Supreme Lord. You are the original vision of the Lord and therefore you are known as Sudarshana. Su means, Darshana. Darshana means vision. Everything has been created by your activities and therefore you are all pervading. So what is the meaning of Sudarshana? The word Sudarshana means auspicious vision. Su plus Darshana. Darshana means vision. Su means auspicious. Sudarshana means auspicious vision. So we understand that this material world is actually created by glancing of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord glances over matter and that is how the souls are actually impregnated. The Supreme Lord glances over the Mahat Tattva, the total material energy, and when it gets agitated, everything comes into existence. But what do the modern scientists think? They think that the original cause of creation was a chunk. They propose the Big Bang theory because they do not want to accept the supremacy of the Lord. Why they do not want to accept the supremacy of the Lord? They do not want to accept the supremacy of the Lord because when you accept Lord's supremacy, you will have to conduct yourselves in a way pleasing to the Lord. Right? That will be the next step. When you accept Lord's supremacy, you will have to submit yourself to the Supreme Lord, which means you have to follow certain rules and regulations. That they do not want. They want to enjoy. They do not want, they have a deep desire to enjoy their body and senses. So because they have a desire to enjoy their body and senses, accepting some authority, if I accept some authority, I have to listen to that authority, right? What is the subsequent thing after I accept an authority? After I accept an authority, the next thing is that I must submit myself to that authority. That they do not want to do. So therefore, they defy the existence of the Supreme Lord and they say that everything has come from a big bang. Have you ever seen that, some explosion is taking place and something very nice has manifested? Now Deepavali is going to come next month. Just try to take a bomb and try to put it somewhere near your house, will anything very constructive come out of that explosion? No, only destruction will be caused. But how come you are seeing the universe is so beautiful? It is so well organized. The sun rises in the east every day, it sets in the west. The planets are all revolving very beautifully in their respective orbits. The seasons are changing. How come, such a systematic order has come as a result of an explosion? So they are all construed theories, just because they do not want to accept the supremacy of the Lord. And they do not want to accept the supremacy of the Lord because the moment they accept the supremacy of the Lord, they will be forced to follow certain rules and regulations, which they are not ready to do. So therefore, they completely kill the Lord. Namassunabha akhila dharma setave yadharma shila shuradhuma ketave trailokya gopaya vishuddha varchase mano javayat putakarmane grine. O Sudarshana, you have a very auspicious hub, and therefore you are the upholder of all religion. Namassunabha kila dharma setave. Dharma setave, you are the upholder of all religion. You are just like an auspicious comet for the irreligious demons. Indeed, you are the maintainer of the three worlds. You are full of transcendental effulgence. You are as quick as the mind, and you are able to work wonders. I can simply utter the word Namaha, offering all obeisances unto you. So, what does the Sudarshana does? He is Sudarshana because he does not actually discriminate between the high or low criminals and demons. Now you see, Durvasa Muni was a very, very powerful Brahmana. But however his activities, he acted against the pure devotee Ambarish Maharaj. So therefore, although he was a powerful Brahmana, his activities were no better than that of the Asuras. So here we must understand one very important thing. Brahmana is not just by birth or by doing some rituals. Brahmana, refers to qualities. The real Brahmana is the person who exhibits Brahmanical qualities. What are the Brahmanical qualities? Sama, Dama, Tapas, Shaucham. So all these qualities are illustrated in Bhagavad Gita. So when one exhibits these qualities, that person is actually to be called as a Brahmana. Not the person who has been born in a Brahmana family, who is attached to some rituals, and who gains some piety through those rituals to lead a materialistic life, and whose activities are not better than the Asuras. Although he was a powerful Brahmana, so how is he acting? He is acting just like an Asura because he is acting against Ambarish Maharaj. So therefore, Sudarshana Chakra is addressed here as Dharma Setave. Dharma Setave means protector of Dharma. So if you see, Ambarish Maharaj was a very realized person. He was a truly religious person, a pure devotee of the Supreme Lord, following the process of devotional service under the guidance of spiritual master. He is actually the knower of true religion. So therefore, he was very dear to the Supreme Lord. And therefore, in order to protect Ambarish Maharaj, Sudarshana Chakra was ready to punish even a strict Brahmana like Durvasa Muni. That shows the love which Lord has for the pure devotees. If anyone is even thinking of causing harm to a pure devotee, that person is going to be destroyed. And Ambarish Maharaj, he just acted in a way in which, it was no better than the activity of the Asura to create a demon to kill Ambarish Maharaj, being a powerful Brahmana. So Sudarshana Chakra was ready because Sudarshana Chakra is the protector of Dharma. Sudarshana Chakra was ready to punish even a very, very powerful Brahmana. What to speak of anybody else who tries to commit an offense at the lotus feet of a pure devotee. So the Sudarshana Chakra does not discriminate between Brahmana demons and Sudra demons. So nowadays we have so many Brahmana demons. Who are Brahmana demons? Those who are born in Brahmana families, those who perform some rituals, but who act in a very demoniac way. They are called as Brahmana demons. Those who not pursue the goal of life. If you do not pursue the goal of life, then you are sure to act in a demoniac way. Because that is our natural propensity. Our natural propensity is to act for sense gratification. And to be born in a Brahmana family is actually a great privilege. Because if you are born in a family of Brahmanas, you have some good culture in your family. You have a pious culture. And if that is not used to pursue the ultimate goal of life, or the Bhagavata Dharma, then you are bound to act in a demoniac way. So Sudarshana Chakra does not discriminate. So who is a demon? Anybody against the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his devotees is called a demon. Tvatejasa dharmamayena samhritam tama prakashas chadrisho mahatmanam duratyayaste mahima giram pate tvadrupametat sadasat paravaram. O master of speech, by your effulgence, full of religious principles, the darkness of the world is dissipated and the knowledge of learned persons or great souls is manifested. Indeed, no one can surpass your effulgence, for all things manifested and unmanifested, gross and subtle, superior and inferior, are but various forms of you that are manifested by your effulgence. So, Srila Prabhupada writes about illumination of Sudarshana. The illumination in this world actually emanates from the effulgence of Sudarshana Chakra, the original vision of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are able to see only because of that. The illuminating principles of the sun, moon and fire also emanate from Sudarshana Chakra. Similarly, the illumination by knowledge also comes from Sudarshana, because with the illumination of Sudarshana, one can distinguish between one thing from another, between matter and spirit. You see, Srila Prabhupada writes that generally people accept a powerful yogi like Durvasa Muni as wonderfully superior. But if such a person is chased by Sudarshana Chakra, we can see his real identity and understand how inferior he is because of his dealing with devotees. Generally, people accept a powerful yogi. People are enchanted by a powerful Brahmana who can, do many rituals, who can speak very nicely, who is very, very influential. And not only that, Durvasa Muni also had siddhis. He was a very, very powerful person. So generally such a person is very much respected. But you see how he conducted himself. He conducted himself in a very lowly manner with Ambarish Maharaj, without understanding who Ambarish Maharaj is. And was it really a very big offense? Just what did Ambarish Maharaj do? Ambarish Maharaj just sipped some water. He didn't take a feast before Durvasa Muni came. He was waiting for Durvasa Muni, but he just wanted to complete this Ekadashi Vrata. So that, and that was also to please the Supreme Lord. So now we can see how much, how lowly he conducted himself. Yada visrishtas tvamananjanena vai balam pravishto jita daitya danavam Bahudarorvang grishiro dharani vrischanna jashram pradane virajase. O indefatigable one, when you are sent by the Supreme Personality of Godhead to enter among the soldiers of the Daityas and Danavas, you stay on the battlefield and unendingly separate their arms, bellies, thighs, legs and heads. Sattvam jagatrana khala प्रहानये निरूपितः सर्वसहो गदाभृता विप्रस्य चास्मत् कुलदैव हेतवे विदेहि भद्रं तदनुग्रहो हिना. You see, oh, protector of the universe, you are engaged by the Supreme Lord as his all-powerful weapon in killing the envious enemies. For the benefit of our entire dynasty, kindly favor this poor Brahmana. This will certainly be a favor for all of us. What is Ambarish Maharaj praying to the Sudarshana? He is praying to the Sudarshana Chakra to actually forgive Durvasa Muni. Yadasti dattanishtam va swadharmo va swanushtita kulam no vipradaivam ched dvijo bhavatu vijvaraha. If our family has given charity to the poor, to the proper persons, Ambarish Maharaj is saying, Yadyasti dattanishtam va swadharmo va swanushtita. If our family has given charity to the proper persons, if we have performed ritualistic ceremonies and sacrifices, if we have properly carried out our occupational duties, if we have been guided by learned Brahmanas, I wish in exchange that this Brahmana be freed from the burning caused by Sudarshana Chakra. You see what a large heart Ambarish Maharaj has. He says that if at all our family has given charity to proper persons, so he is asking Durvasa Muni to be freed from the fruits of all their pious activities. He wants only one thing in exchange of all the pious activities which he and his family members have done. If our family has given charity to proper persons, if we have performed ritualistic ceremonies and sacrifices, if we have performed all our duties as per our Varna and Ashrama properly, in exchange of all these things, please let this Brahmana be freed by the burning of Sudarshana Chakra. So, what a large heart Ambarish Maharaj has. Ambarish Maharaj never considered Durvasa Muni to be his enemy. An envious person may consider a pure devotee to be his enemy, but a pure devotee never considers anyone to be his enemy. He sees the Supreme Lord in everyone. Pandita Samadarshinaha Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastine Suni Chaiva Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshinaha. So, a pure devotee, a person who is fixed in Krishna consciousness, sees the super soul in everybody. He sees the super soul in the dog also. He sees the super soul in Brahmane Gavihastine. He sees the same super soul in a Brahmana and in a cow and in an elephant. Whoever may be, he sees only the super soul present. He sees everyone as a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So therefore, he does not bear any grudge towards anyone. And in fact, he wants to forgive Durvasa Muni. Similarly, if we see Prahlad Maharaj, he was tormented by Hiranyakashipu. But what was the boon which Prahlad Maharaj actually asked from Narsimhadev? He asked Lord Narsimha to actually ensure that his father is liberated. He didn't bear grudge. See, Durvasa Muni tried to harm Ambarish Maharaj, but Ambarish Maharaj is only thinking how to benefit Durvasa Muni. He never took it personally, or he never took it, in a very grudging way. Similarly, Prahlad Maharaj was always in a consciousness to favor Hiranyakashipu. That is why Srila Prabhupada says, how do you recognize a devotee? A genuine devotee is a gentleman. He is a gentleman because he does not want to cause harm to anyone, not even to his enemies. Of course, he doesn't have any enemy, not even to people who consider him to be their enemies. He doesn't want to cause harm to anyone. Yadi no Bhagavan Prita Eka Sarva Gunashraya Sarva Bhutatma Bhavena Dvijo Bhavatu Vijvaraha. If the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is one without a second, who is the reservoir of all transcendental qualities, and who is the life and soul of all living entities, is pleased with us. We wish that this Brahmana, Durvasa Muni, be freed from the pain of being burned. Ambarish Maharaj is Paradukha Dukhi. He is feeling very compassionate on Durvasa Muni. And he is saying that if the Supreme Lord is really pleased with us, if the Supreme Lord is really pleased with me, I want only one benediction from the Supreme Lord, that let Durvasa Muni be freed from the pain of being burned. Shri Sukha Uvacha iti samstuvato rajño Vishnu Chakram Sudarshanam Asam Yat Sarvato Vipram Pradahat Rajayat Naya. Shukdev Goswami continued. When the king offered prayers to the Sudarshana Chakra and Lord Vishnu, because of his prayers, the Sudarshana Chakra became peaceful and stopped burning the Brahmana known as Durvasa Muni. So Lord already told Durvasa Muni that he is the property of his pure devotees. So because Ambarish Maharaj was a pure devotee of the Supreme Lord, is praying to the Sudarshana Chakra. So therefore, when the Lord offered prayers like this to Sudarshana Chakra and Lord Vishnu, Sudarshana Chakra became peaceful and stopped burning the Brahmana. Samuktostragmitapena Durvasa swastimams tataha prashatam shatamur urvisham yunjana paramashishaha. Durvasa Muni, the great powerful mystic, was indeed satisfied when freed from the fire of Sudarshana Chakra. Thus he praised the quality of Ambarish Maharaj and offered him the highest benediction. So Durvasa Muni also regretted his action and he praised the qualities of Ambarish Maharaj and offered him the highest benedictions. So the time is 6:20 now. Today we will stop here as I have some other service. We can take question for 5 minutes or 10 minutes and then we can close for today. We will continue tomorrow. Okay. If there are no questions, we can stop for the day. We will resume tomorrow. Thank you for your participation. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki